For decades, we've stared in awe at the raw power of Yellowstone. We've watched Old Faithful blast boiling water into the sky and gotten lost in the psychedelic colors of the grand prismatic spring. We thought we had a pretty good handle on the engine behind it all, a massive reservoir of magma deep underground, superheating all that water. But brand new data from deeper beneath the park than we've ever seen before has just revealed something completely unexpected. And it's changing everything we thought we knew. What scientists found isn't a bigger monster, but a far more complex and fascinating machine. Yellowstone National Park is a place of pure, untamed energy. It contains the largest concentration of hydrothermal features on Earth. We're talking over 10,000 geysers, hot springs, bubbling mud pots, and hissing fumaroles. For generations, the explanation seemed straightforward, even if the scale was immense. Rain and snowmelt seep for miles into the Earth's crust, where they get superheated by the incredible energy of a volcanic hotspot. That water then forces its way back up, creating the wonders we see today. The heat source? A giant magma chamber that scientists had long studied. They'd mapped it, measured its output, and felt they understood the scale of this giant. But what if that was only half the picture? What if the real engine was far bigger and stranger than anyone ever imagined? For years, a few things just didn't add up. Scientists noticed Yellowstone was releasing way more heat and carbon dioxide than could be explained by the one magma reservoir they knew about. It was a geological mystery. Where was all this extra energy and gas coming from? At the same time, seismic sensors were picking up thousands of tiny earthquakes every year. Most are too small to feel, but they paint a picture of a system that is constantly churning. In the past, every little rumble sparked a bit of fear. Was magma on the move? Was the beast waking up? But the data was confusing. These earthquake swarms didn't always act like they were caused by shifting magma. Something else had to be at play. There had to be a deeper source for all this activity, and to find it, scientists had to figure out how to look deeper than ever before. You can't just drill a hole to see into the Earth's crust. You have to use sound, or more specifically, seismic waves. In a technique a lot like a medical CT scan, scientists use vibrations to create a 3D picture of what's down there. For years, they had to rely on natural earthquakes to create these waves. But recently they got proactive. Researchers brought in a specialized truck called a Vibroseis, a machine that literally shakes the ground on command, creating its own small, controlled quakes. By placing hundreds of portable seismometers all over the park, they could listen to how those vibrations traveled and changed as they passed through layers of solid rock and molten material. The result was the clearest, most high-definition image of Yellowstone's deep plumbing ever created, and it confirmed what they'd long suspected. The upper magma chamber, shaped like a giant, lumpy pancake, was right where they expected. It sits a few miles below the surface, a hot, spongy mix of solid rock and about 16 to 20% molten material. This was the engine they knew. But the new data showed it wasn't the engine. It was just the tip of the iceberg. As they processed the data from deeper in the crust, the true scale of the system snapped into focus. And it was staggering. Lying miles below the first magma chamber was a second, previously unseen reservoir. This deeper chamber is an absolute monster, stretching from 12 to 30 miles below the surface, and large enough to fill the Grand Canyon more than 11 times. By volume, it's a whopping 4.5 times larger than the chamber we already knew about. This discovery instantly solved the mystery of the excess heat and gas. This colossal lower reservoir acts as the primary furnace, feeding energy and material into the shallower system above. But the discoveries didn't stop there. Further imaging revealed another stunning feature, a volatile-rich cap sitting just over 2 miles below the surface. Think of it like a lid on a pressure cooker. This layer of molten silicate and superheated fluids traps immense heat and pressure. But here's where the discovery turns from alarming to amazing. This lid isn't sealed shut. Scientists found it's porous, allowing it to steadily release gases and pressure, a process they describe as the volcano's steady breathing. This is the kind of cutting-edge science that rewrites textbooks. It's a constant reminder that our planet is full of secrets. If you want to stay up to date on the latest scientific discoveries that are changing our world, make sure to subscribe and ring that notification bell. You won't want to miss what we uncover next. So, a second, even bigger magma chamber and a pressure cooker lid. The first question on everyone's mind is, does this make a catastrophic super eruption more likely? The answer, thankfully, is no. In fact, this discovery is actually reassuring. Scientists have determined that for an eruption to happen, magma generally needs to be at least 35 to 50% liquid melt. The new data confirms the upper chamber sits between 16 to 20% melt, though some recent studies suggest it could be as high as 28%. The colossal lower chamber is only about 2% melt. Both are far below the threshold needed for an eruption. This new, more complete picture also helps scientists finally understand the thousands of earthquakes that shake the park. They now know the vast majority of these earthquake swarms are not caused by magma trying to force its way to the surface. Instead, they're caused by superheated water and gases, hydrothermal fluids, moving through the complex network of cracks and faults in the crust. This is the system letting off steam, not preparing to blow. This discovery fundamentally changes how we see Yellowstone. It's not just a volcano biding its time. It's a vast, living, breathing geothermal system. The deep reservoir is the heart, pumping heat and chemical-rich fluids upward. The shallower chamber and its special cap act as the lungs, regulating pressure and exhaling the heat and gas that create the wonders on the surface. And this process is happening constantly. New hydrothermal features are born all the time. Just recently, in the summer of 2024, a park scientist noticed a brand new, billowing steam plume, which turned out to be a new thermal feature with a temperature of 100°C. Even more recently, a new 13-foot wide, baby blue hot spring was found in the Norris Geyser Basin, having likely formed around Christmas Day of 2024. This constant change is visible everywhere. The famous travertine terraces at Mammoth Hot Springs are built up by over 2 tons of calcium carbonate deposited by the hot water. Every geyser, every hot spring is a release valve, a part of that steady breathing that keeps the immense pressure in check. So, the terrifying discovery under Yellowstone isn't one of impending doom. It's a discovery of breathtaking complexity and scale. We haven't found a monster waiting to strike, but an intricate natural machine that we are only now beginning to truly understand. We've uncovered a hidden giant, a second magma chamber far larger than we imagined, and a complex plumbing system that literally breathes life into the park. This new knowledge doesn't raise the alarm. It deepens our understanding and allows scientists to monitor the true heartbeat of the volcano with incredible new accuracy. We've learned that the ground beneath our feet is more active, more complex, and more alive than we ever knew. Yellowstone isn't a sleeping giant, it's a living one, and as it breathes, it reveals the profound forces that continue to shape our world. What other secrets do you think are hiding right under our feet? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.